I think with any emerging field, there's always a number of clinical gaps that need to be addressed to help us move forward. I actually think we're doing a pretty good job. It's still a fairly nascent field, and I think we've answered or starting to answer quite a lot of questions. I don't think that we have a good handle, for instance, though, on what patients would respond well or not so well to treatment. And so the question is, are there any biomarkers that we could measure on a patient at the time of fitting that would allow us to pivot to a different treatment early stage would be a great clinical gap to get if we could ever get there. Several. I think there's a lot of talk at this meeting and at other meetings about preventing myopia. And so can the current interventions to control myopia also be used to prevent myopia? I think that's a really exciting area. And then I think also looking for things like dose response. So can you get a greater treatment response with synergistic treatments or a higher dose treatment? I think that's another really exciting area, which we'll start to learn more about now as we're starting to get multiple generations of products. I think still the biggest gap for implementation is still perhaps the regulatory landscapes. Quite often for us as product developers in companies, we're having to repeat studies in multiple countries and for multiple years to be able to get the product into market. That pace of innovation might be slower than our actual innovation idea. In terms of bringing it to market would be the biggest challenge, I think, in the short term.